Hello and welcome to Cricketry. You're on ThePapare.com. Well, Sri Lanka had an absolutely fantastic chance of winning the second ODI against India, and definitely they grabbed defeat from the jaws of victory. Now, we know that 236 wasn't really too big to talk about, but 231 of 47 overs after the rains came, the Sri Lankans weren't looking good still. The Indian openers got them off to a flying start, but I have never seen a bowling spell just like what Akila Dhananjaya came up with today. 6 wickets for 30 plus runs and bowled absolutely magnificently and just had India in all sorts of trouble. And at 131 for 7, Sri Lanka should have wrapped this game. Now, this is a bizarre game. I say this because India had 200-run partnerships out of the 231 and still won only by 3 wickets. Now, that tells you a story as to how well the Sri Lankan bowlers, particularly Akila Dhananjaya, bowled in that little spell. Now, let's first look at the Sri Lankan batting. Once again, I thought it was disappointing. Well, the Sri Lankan openers got a decent start, but then what about the middle order? They used up a lot of balls, but just couldn't kick on. If not for Milinda Sirivardhana back in the side and Sambat Chamara Kapugedara, Sri Lanka wouldn't have got to 231 or 236. And when that 231 target was set, you wouldn't let it slip out of your hands at 131 for 7. Now, a few questions could be asked. Now, if you look at Upul Tharanga's captaincy, was it the right choice to not bowl Akila Dhananjaya when the new batsman Bhuvaneshwar Kumar came in, particularly when Akila Dhananjaya's release was good, his loop was good, and he was completely baffling the batsman? Now, that's one question, because when he came back with just a few runs left, he didn't look as effective as what it was. And then what about the rest of the Sri Lankan bowling? Do you think Sri Lanka doesn't have a bowler who could dismiss the last 3 Indian batsmen? Sri Lanka had Lasith Malinga, Sri Lanka also had Vishwa Fernando, they had Dushmantha Chamira. So overall, if you look at the effort, one could pat Sri Lanka on the back and said they ran India closely. It was a much better performance. But the real story is, this is a game Sri Lanka should have won and could have gone into the third game with the series levelled at 1-all and really looking to compete. Sadly, it's not the case. But as I said before, the good news is the Sri Lankans seem to be doing better. If they can get their batting act together, who knows, the third game, Sri Lanka might be able to turn tables on India. So that's the story at the end of day or the second ODI at Pallekele, Sri Lanka versus India. This is Roshan Abeysinghe signing off for Cricketry.